Pace car pulls into the pits. Oscar Fredriksson decides the pace from this point onwards. Coming out of turn 11. It is time to start the final race of the season. Green flag is out and we are underway from WeatherTech Race with Laguna Seca. Oscar Fredriksson already has a lead over Gavin Sanders as we dive into turn 2 for the first time. And Magnus Heister has to look up the inside there. Lost the position to Akesson at the start. Hugo Akesson has towed to the pit, so not sure what happened to him. We will get a replay from that in just a second, but... Current top 3, Oscar Fredriksson, Gavin Sanders and Magnus Heister getting away well. Alaric van den Bos getting up into P4, Jensen de Leeuw already up into P5, great start for him. Joshua Meyer dropping down to 6th. And Lewis Woodall still playing it a little conservatively, I would imagine. In P7 and Gianni van der Kraats in P8. And Hugo is saying in YouTube chat that he went in deep. So locked up the tires, I would imagine, and just went straight on. And Jensen de Leeuw has also gone into the pits. What happened to him? Lewis Woodall without the front wings. And Jensen de Leeuw has got his left wheel off the car. So that is pretty significant. We will get up a replay from that. And actually, let's go on board with Hugo Akesson here in the 21 Chip Ganassi racing car. Goes into turn 1, goes in deep like he said in the YouTube chat, gets out in the sand into the gravel and just slides into the wall there. And definitely some rear suspension damage for Hugo's car there. So very unfortunate beginning to the race for him. And Jensen de Leeuw goes straight on in the corkscrew there. Gets away with it. Oh, actually he doesn't get away with it. He's got suspension damage and Lewis Woodall has to go over the bump there. Over the curb, sorry, and couldn't catch the car and went straight into the wall. So, very unfortunate racing incident for Lewis, and he is already out of the race. Got a 2x incident report from Magnus Heister here. Goes into the final corner. He is on the push to pass on the main straight here. And I think he just brakes too late. Not seeing anything just yet. And he's actually battling with Joshua Meyer here for position. And just loops his car around. So, a lot of difficulties with the rear end for these drivers. A lot of drivers really struggling with the handling of the cars. So really what Hugo Akesson and Gianni van der Kraats have to do now is drive to survive. And right as I say that, Akesson goes into the sand, has to reverse it, locked up. And gets back on his way again. So that was perfect timing. But as long as you finish, you might take advantage of other people's misfortune later on. We've already seen it in the first 9 laps, so who knows what's going to happen in the last 32. And lap 15 of 41 here. The first round of pit stops seems to be coming up. As Joshua Meyer also pits. Gonna get rid of his black sidewall tires. Let's see if he goes to another set of blacks or if he goes to the reds this time. Like I was explaining at the start of the race, you have to use both compounds during the race, the reds and the blacks. Gavin Sanders is really picking it up right now, 3/10 behind his teammate. Definitely putting on some pressure on Oscar here. And Oscar, fun fact, we were talking about this in our team Discord server just a moment ago. Oscar hasn't finished a single race this season yet. Right now he's leading. And he would definitely love to take the win. But Gavin Sanders already won the title. He's got nothing to really lose as well. So, apart from the inter-team kind of rules of racing, I think this is a straight dogfight all the way to the end. From start to finish. But, oh, Gavin Sanders pulls the undercut here. Goes into the pits on lap 20 of 41. Halfway into the race. So that leaves Oscar vulnerable to an undercut here. Gavin Sanders, of course, He's going to pit a lap earlier at least, maybe even more if Oscar decides to keep going longer. One thing as well though, of course, no tire warmers in IndyCar racing, so Gavin's tires will be cold. Very cold, as he exits the pits, and of course also going to the blacks here. Pulls out of the box with fresh fuel and tires and is away again. But cold tires, of course, a little disadvantage on the outlap. But if he can warm up his tires well enough on this outlap, he might be able to pass Oscar Fredriksson into turn 2 when Oscar exits the pits on cold tires. Because come that moment, Gavin will have the advantage of having warmer tires, if that makes sense. So Gavin's really got to try to warm up these tires as quickly as possible. Turn 10 for Oscar, and he goes into the pits on lap 22, so a 2-lap overcut on Gavin Sanders, his teammate. And he got a great pit exit there. Pit entry, I should say. Really late on the brakes. So that might buy him some time as well on his teammate, as one car goes by. But it will be interesting to see where Oscar will come out in relation to Gavin Sanders. Oscar has the first pit box in line on the pit road. Black tires go on the car. Oh, that's not the right angle that we want. Oscar pulls out of the box again. Gavin Sanders on the front straight. Let's see who's going to get ahead of him here. Gavin goes into turn 2 here under the brakes. Oscar Fredriksson with the shorter distance on the pit exit is ahead of Gavin Sanders here with 2.3 seconds of an advantage. But like I was explaining earlier, Gavin Sanders now has the advantage of having warmer tires than Oscar Fredriksson. So look for Gavin to close the gap right back down again. But this is a great fight between the two teammates. Gavin Sanders just went off again. Into the corkscrew. Hits the bump there, into the sand, and that upsets the car completely. Spins him around. And at that point, gave Oscar a 9-second lead, but that's now all the way down to 27 seconds. As Gavin Sanders had another incident, so we'll have a look at this one as well. And gets on the curb and hit the wall. So Gavin had to tow after that mistake, and he's got rear wing damage, maybe suspension damage as well. Let's see if we can get a shot of it. Yeah, some rear suspension damage on the right rear. And also got no rear wing on the car anymore. So not a great few laps for Gavin there. And that actually allows Alaric van den Bos to go to second place. Next season gonna start at the road course at Indianapolis. Then going to the oval. Then the third round is gonna take us to Michigan. And then we're off to Monza, Interlagos and Kentucky for the final race of that season on an oval as well. Keeping the 50-50 road and oval. I guess spirit alive. And also that concept. But Oscar Fredriksson going to round turn 11. And he's going to win his first race in the Platinum IndyCar Series. Already weaving across the line here. Congrats, Oscar. You're a race winner in the Platinum IndyCar Series. Dominant performance. Awesome consistency all race long. And held off his teammate as well. In a great strategic battle. Of course, we all know, unfortunately for Gavin, how that one ended. And these are your end of season donuts from Oscar there.